What up, it's your Nick Incredible, and this is my discussion slash review for 911 Season 7, Episode 5, titled You Don't Know Me. And right when I was giving them credit, what? Let's talk about it.
Headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best.
Okay, man. Honestly, I was starting to give them credit with this episode. Episode 4 was a little wonky for me, but this episode, it kind of got back to the basics. It felt a little bit more grounded. It felt like typical 911, in my opinion. And then right there at the ending, it got real weird. Buck invited Tommy to a wedding, and then we jump and flash forward to the wedding of Maddie and Chimney, and Chimney's missing, and it just felt like we skipped over a bunch of stuff. Like, I get it. This is the very first season on ABC, and I know they kind of want to hit the ground running. And normally, I think it was like normally like 18 to 22 episodes, but then, it kind of trimmed down to like 14 episodes that year with the pandemic. So like we were in a weird space, and this season has 10 episodes. So like I felt they was a little pressed for time, but right when I felt like we were getting right on track, things were starting to flow smoothly. Then they throw this in there, and I know the next episode will be, them recapping what's going on and what led to them coming to see Maddie in her wedding dress looking throw it away. Like, it's so weird. Everything feels so out of place. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm really rocking with 911, man. Like, you guys know I love this show, but this season 7 is. Would I be mistaken if I say season 7 ain't really doing 911 justice? Like, I don't know. How did you guys feel about this? I know you guys watched it all. I'm late to the party, but is season 7 really just missing the mark? But anyway, that's I'm telling you, it's different. But there was some highlights that I did enjoy this episode. Now, we see this episode that Hen and Karen were in the process of getting a brand new baby girl, and then the grandmother backed out of the adoption, and their agent, the adoption agency agent lady, Deirdre, decided to tell them about this other little girl that could use a home, but she's a little bit older, her being 9. And it's nice to see Denny. Denny's grown up so much, Denny looks like a cool, handsome young man. His hair's all long and everything. But we see this little girl, and when she first gets there, there's some weird instances, man. Denny gives her a teddy bear. She rips the teddy bear to shreds. Then she holds onto this blanket. She's attached to it weirdly. She don't want to let nobody touch it. She clocked Denny upside the head with a coffee cup. But then she starts to have night terrors, and then she walks in on Hen and Karen laying in the bed, and she just watches them, which was super creepy. I probably would have kicked that little girl in the head. Gone, girl, get, okay? But we understand why as the episode progresses. We see that she found her parents unresponsive and dead, and she had to sit there with them for a cooler minute, man, because I want to say it was a couple days when Athena gave Hen the report about her parents and everything, and then we listened to the 911 call. It was so sad, man, because we hear her talking on the 911 call, but ever since she showed up to Hen and Karen's house, she's been mute. She hasn't really responded. And I will say this. After Hen decided not to give up on her and, didn't want to be another name on a list of people that, gave up on this Omara, when Karen gave her the little cam or whatever to watch them while they're sleeping, and she was like, night, night, Mara. And then Mara was like, night, night. That kind of broke me a little bit, man. That kind of had my heartstrings. They tugged at my heartstrings a little bit. And I feel like that was a very nice, wonderful moment in this episode. So big ups to 911 on ABC for that. Now, we have Buck and Eddie both having relationship problems this episode. And like I told you guys before, I still feel like it's forced. But I don't feel like you should be ashamed. I don't agree with it. That's my cup of tea. That's my forte. You don't have to like it. But you shouldn't hide who you are. You shouldn't be ashamed of what you are. If that's for you, then it's for you. Don't ever be ashamed of it. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. Like I said, it's not for me. But both of them having relationship problems. You know, Buck being ashamed and Tommy not wanting to rock with that, but not also wanting to pressure Buck at the same time. And still, I'll say it again, still feels like it's out of left field. But by the ending of the episode, we see that, you know, Buck apologizes. Buck apologizes, and Tommy agrees to go to Maddie's wedding with him. And, you know, he kind of, I don't feel like he came out, but like he just kind of told Eddie, you know, hey, me and Tommy was on a date. It wasn't coming out. He was just like, yeah, just me and Tommy was on a date. I love Eddie. Eddie was like, yeah, man, I think he's cool. I like him. He was like, well, obviously not the way that you Well, even when you know he told Maddie, he was like, yeah, I was on a date, and then he walked away. He was like, well, hold up, back up. What about that pronoun? And she was like, oh, okay. So they had some fun with it. But like I said, I still enjoy the show. Just feels out of left field. But Eddie is having a different problem. Marisol used to be a nun. Like, well, not officially. She like backed out before she took her final vows. And Eddie's having a problem with it because we all know Eddie has a commitment issue problem. That's what Eddie's problem is. He has a real fear of commitment because I guess you could say, as we learned this episode, you know, him and Shannon married because she was pregnant with Christopher and they were kind of forced into it. And then, you know, they broke up, they got back together, they broke up, and then she came and they were really trying to push their lives together. They both were in very good spots, and then she died. You know what I'm saying? So every time it came to him and a woman, he always rushed things so much and then decided to go with the flow. But this time he wants to actually take things slow, and he's learned his lesson. So he wants to pursue a real relationship with Marisol, and then eventually they can move in, because he always rushes things and then it kind of fizzles out. But now he actually has a chance to pursue a long-term relationship with someone that he actually likes and enjoys. So we'll see how that plays out. But like I said, man, good. And then to right there at the ending, the pacing got all over the place, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I'm really feeling like season 7 on ABC is maybe ABC might be messing up 911. Let's check out the next episode, man. This is Blake Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button so you can smash any more comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them and subscribe. Peace out.
Cause I've been working a lot, I think I deserve a shot, I think I deserve a spot. Cause it's been years on this path that I walked, and if I keep going, I pray I'll be at the top.